Welcome to GTS Frog Reviews. Today we are going to actually put up our first comparison video between the Chuwi Surbook right here and the Alldocube Knote 8. Very similar tablets with a few minor differences. The Knote 8, for example, is running a Core M Y730, I believe it is, and the Chuwi Surbook over here runs an Intel Apollo Lake, so the Intel Celeron chip. So in theory, the Knote 8 is a much better device, but the Surbook does win in some areas. In basic build quality, they're both really similar. What I do prefer though on the Alldocube 8 is the fact that there's no, if you look closely enough, you'll see there's no marking. The marking is in fact down here on the Alldocube, so it's not so easy to see the marking, and that's something which I really enjoy, where Chuwi has put their logo right there, which is not the most fantastic. But the build quality is very similar. They both use a hard, the Chuwi Surbook uses more metal. The Alldocube 8 uses a hard plastic, except for they do use a metal strip across the top. But the build quality is very similar. At the screen size, the Alldocube Knote 8, as you can see, is a little bit of a bigger screen. On the keyboards, they're both very similar keyboards, but the Surbook, for example, is using the felt, which they use in the Surface Pro line. It's not quite the same, but it's very similar. And the advantage here is that you can actually use it in two positions. So you can actually put it up like that, or you can put it up like that, depending on what you prefer. Here it has a more rubbery keyboard. For me, I prefer the rubber keyboard. It feels nicer. It's its own logo. It's not a copy of anything. But the disadvantage is it can only stay in one position. It can't really change. Now, both of these are backlit keyboards. I mean, you can't see it fantastically because it's the middle of the day right now. But they do both have backlights, and both are really good on backlights. I can't say one has advantage over the other one. And on the touch screen, I would still give the Surbook the advantage because I feel it's a bit more sensitive and it reacts a bit better to the touch. The Knote 8 is a bit slow, takes a bit longer to react to the touch, certainly. As far as the mouse, I really prefer the Knote 8 mouse. It's a much bigger mouse, it's easier to track. But again, here the option to have an external mouse on both of them is not such a terrible idea. And onto the kickstands, the Surbook is a really big winner here on the kickstand. It can actually go all the way down like that, lie all the way flat, whereby the Knote 8, the maximum it can go is this. So it doesn't really move in the screen position. I do actually have the stylus for the Surbook, which is this one, which is the i3 pen, but I'm not going to talk about that because we actually do not have the stylus for the Knote 8. It's actually, we're going to do a review on the updated version. But this is really useful to type. It's really nice to type. It's definitely have no problems typing. And the final thing I want to talk about on the build and everything is the ports. And obviously Surbook has a clear advantage here. We have two full-size USBs and one USB-C, which is also its charging port. And it also has a headphone jack up here. It's certainly ahead of this one because this one has only one USB-C. And that's it. So if you want to use a USB or anything, you will need the adapter. I use this. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it is a little annoying. And it actually charges with a DC in, which I'm not a big fan of. You cannot charge it through USB-C charging at all. To my knowledge, having tested it, to my knowledge that this one here, you will be able to run external hard drive up to 1 TB. I have not tested it, but because this one is actually configured to the Apple, so it doesn't work here. And that's basically where the Surbook advantages end. So this is where you will decide that the Knote 8 is more of a laptop and the Surbook is more of a large tablet. For starters, this has 8 GB of RAM starting off, which makes it very fast and very quick. And it also has 256 GB of internal storage, and it runs a Core M, which is the equivalent of the Microsoft Surface Pro 4 basic line. You can definitely video edit really well. I actually downloaded and edited a 4K clip. I'm not sure if I downloaded 4K, but it takes around 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Comparison to MacBook Air took around 4 minutes and 50, and the Surbook over here took 8 minutes. The reason for this is that this is actually running an Intel Kaby Lake. The latest model of Intel Kaby Lake, but it's still an Intel Kaby Lake, and it runs at 6 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes internal storage. And you're going to see the difference right here. I'm going to show you a YouTube clip. You will also see the volume, and the volume is actually a little bit louder on the Knote 8. Now keep in mind, neither of these are fantastic with volumes. I'm going to show you a clip from Netflix show Black Lightning, the season 1, episode 1. So hopefully it will load this time. I tried this video before and it didn't load. And also for me, I prefer it because you can run a lot more buffs.
This incident marks 125 shootings in Freeland in just one weekend. Proof the 100 keeps growing even stronger in power. Freeland activists took to the streets to protest the notorious gang, but it turned violent when 100 gang members tried to break up the march.
We understand the community is frustrated with violence in our city. Freeland PD is frustrated too, but I want to be clear. We will not tolerate any rioting, looting, or violence.
Now I'm going to play the same clip here, and you're going to see the difference in the volume, in the quality of the screen, and in the processors. As you can see, so you can see that clearly the Knote 8, and it's not just that, you can see the difference in internet browsing and everything, that the Knote 8 is clearly a much better and much stronger computer than the Surbook. So if you're looking for something that's a laptop replacement that has power, it's definitely the Knote 8. If you can live without the USB ports, some people can, some people can't. If you're looking for a large tablet that has pen support and runs Windows 10, it can do a lot of things, but not everything, then the Surbook is better for you. Overall, I would give the Surbook a 7.5 out of 10, and I would give the Knote 8 an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I've really been impressed by the Knote 8 and what it can do. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on another video.